Welcome, and thank you for joining for another one of Mike and Billy's whiskey reviews. Today, I'm going to bring you one of the Ardbeg Committee releases, and I'm pretty stoked about it because I rarely get my hands on one of these committee releases since I've had my whiskey channel. And this one is the Ardbeg Grooves Committee Release. You know that because of the tan label that it's committee release. And this one is a higher ABV, like they are with all the committee releases, at 51.6 ABV. Ardbeg, an Islay distillery, if you're new to whiskey, which is on the west coast of Scotland, known for the most peated whiskeys in the world. Specifically 3, located all right next to each other. Ardbeg, Lagavulin, and Laphroaig, from left to right, depending on your orientation. And they do smoke, and they do peat, and they do it well. They put things in sherry casks, as well as ex-bourbon barrels, and they're really incredible distilleries, and they were the first whiskeys I really fell in love with. Many years ago, before you all knew me, I was a casual drinker. I would drink rums, tequilas, vodkas, whatever at the bar. And I still will from time to time. Occasional beer. America, we like beers. But the first time I had an Islay whiskey, which was the Lagavulin 16, I was hooked. I was hooked on Islay. They're green bottles and they're heavily peated whiskey. Anyway, if you've watched my channel at all, you probably know that by now. But I do want to give you my opinion on this particular committee release, Ardbeg. As you know, Ardbeg comes out with these special releases every single year. They usually do a committee release, and then what they'll do is do a lower ABV, usually around 46% ABV, regular release for usually 4 to 6 months, at least that's what it is here in the States, and then they're gone. And they're gone forever, and the ones that weren't great in the past sell for an incredible amount on secondary market. So what is this one about? Let me hope that it's as good as the Corey Brecken and the Uga Dale, to where it's going to be a regular release. That was my hope actually for the Dark Cove. The Dark Cove I thought was an incredible release, and I was hoping they'd make that a part of the core range, but it didn't quite make the cut. And the last couple of ones after it, to me, haven't been as good, but we're going to see what we think about the Grooves. That's Ardbeg right there. A lot of sherry cask influence here, and I wouldn't be shocked if there was some French sherry oak in this. Wood char. Super medicinal smoke. But there's like a light nuttiness to it, like a walnut. Like I get with only Ardbegs, like a meaty characteristic. And I know people like to say meaty with peated whiskeys, but with Ardbeg, it really is a meat characteristic. And in this case, I think it's pork, maybe ham, maybe a glazed. We have this thing called honey-baked ham here in Columbus, Ohio. And around Thanksgiving time, they're all the rage. People lined about the door to get these things. And the smell you get walking into a honey-baked ham, here's a little bit of that in this Ardbeg Grooves. And I gotta tell you, I love the committee releases because they're high ABVs. And to me, my personal opinion, if it's above 50% ABV, it's a high ABV. If it's not cask strength, okay, no worries. But if it's above 50% ABV, that's a high ABV whiskey. And this, just barely cracks at 51.6, but that extra ABV, especially in super smoky, super peated whiskeys, in my opinion, really drives home the flavors. Yeah, walnut, glazed, honey ham, wood char. Interesting tidbit about this when I was reading about this whiskey, a portion of it was actually aged for some time in red wine casks. So some type of grape will probably be coming up on the palate, would be my guess. But red wine casks were used in a part of the maturation. So from what I kind of gleaned from the conversation was, or gleaned from the article was, it was probably a finishing process in red wine casks. But if any of you else have this bottle, let me know what you think, or if I'm wrong, let me know if you have better information. First sip time. Initially, a ton of chocolate, a ton. Imagine an Abelauer Abena, like the best one you had, that amount of chocolate with no sherry. And then instantly after that, smoking wood. And it's a strong smoking wood. Like you drink it, it's chocolate, and then instantly it's smoking wood. Just a bonfire is an overused adjective for a smoky peated whiskey from Islay, but that really is a bonfire. This committee release of Ardbeg Grooves is a super bonfire in your mouth. You really feel like you're eating that charred smoke. And you know what, at the end, you get grapes. You get like a red, a green grape. You get a green grape right at the end. If you drink it neat, on the palate, it's gonna be three things. Instantly chocolate, second's gonna be smoke, and that's gonna last a long time. And then if you hold out long enough, you're gonna have a green grape on the end that's really, really nice, and that's gotta be from these wine casks. Good bottle here. Now I had some water. I feed you water. Thanks to some of my subscribers and viewers. This is quite a bit better actually than the Dasani I was using. I don't know if I'll go so far as to call it LA rainwater, but as one of my subscribers called it, but it was shown to be lesser, to say the least. All right, with water, this, because it's a high ABV, is amazingly consistent. Glazed ham, wood, a little bit of walnut in the end. If we're only doing three things, it's a really complex nose. Really complex, really thorough nose. Let's give it a little sip with water. Still chocolate initially. The smoke is lessened. Chocolate's still coming. Chocolate's still coming. Still coming. So if you prefer more chocolate than smoke, definitely add water to this. If you're lucky enough to get your hand on this bottle, and by this time you're watching this video, if you haven't, you're done. You're not getting one. But if you were lucky enough to get one of these bottles, you know what I'm talking about. On the nose, if you add water, if you don't, doesn't matter. It's basically three things in my opinion. It's that smoke. It's that nuttiness that I would call walnut. It's like a honey-glazed ham or a honey-baked ham. On the palate, same three things. Initially, you're gonna get chocolate. How long that chocolate lasts is up to you. If you want it to be short, drink it neat. If you want it to be dragged out, put more water in that. A little bit of smoke gonna come. And then if you were daring enough to drink it neat, you're gonna get that green grape. If you put water into it, I'm getting no grape at the end. It completely eliminated that green grape aftertaste. So take it for what it is. That's my opinion. Anyway, Ardbeg Grooves Committee Release, 51.6% ABV. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you guys again. Me and Billy are going to get together and do some bourbons here really soon. So if those of you who are missing him, will definitely have him with me. Not next time, but the time after. But in the meantime, I will see you in the comment section. And until then, I wish you happy drinking.